All right, let's try this again. It's always good to have technical difficulties. So let's see. What do we got? Wait for some people to come in on the live stream. Save Winthrop live stream. Double check something. Always got to check that. Always have to check. Let's see. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. Now we're back. Like I said, wait for people to come into the live stream. Had to do a little readjustment. All right, there we go. Now we're back. Like I said, wait for people to come into the live stream. Had to do a little readjustment. All right. Now we're back. You know, you do this stuff by yourself, you can't get feedback. So the live stream. I hear myself on the feedback though, on my phone. All right. Yeah, well, welcome to Save Winthrop live stream. This is not Winthrop Votes. This is me. This is I think necessary because Winthrop is in a tough battle right now. There are some forces at work that want to destroy the integrity of what Winthrop is and what Winthrop used to be for personal gain. They have an election coming up next week, November 4th. Very important election. Probably the most important election in the last 50 years. I mean, Winthrop's never been under siege, under attack like this. You have the state of Massachusetts, and State Senator Lydia Edwards, a.k.a. piece of shit. Oh, I should say no. I should say Lydia, I hate Winthrop Edwards. She hates it. She's a state rep, state senator for Winthrop, and she hates Winthrop. She hates it with a passion. Well, she is now backing, out of nowhere, Hannah Belcher running for town council president. This came out of nowhere, right? Only because there's a lot going on. The state wants to get their hands on Winthrop. They really do. They want to get their hands on Winthrop bad. They want to break it. They want to make it East Boston, Revere. Winthrop is this little peninsula. It's kind of isolated, insulated. But Hannah Belcher is a Trojan horse for Lydia Edwards. Look at this. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Senator Edwards lemonade stand. And who's right next to her? Hannah Belcher. Now, why would a state senator have such a vested interest in Winthrop? Like, why? To the point where she's lending Hannah Belcher, she's recruiting for Hannah Belcher. She's recruiting door knockers, sign holders. Now, I've heard some rumors, so take it for what it's worth, but the voting registration sheet has seemed to have grown all of a sudden. Yeah. It seemed to have grown mysteriously. because of this election. Now, I have some people send me stuff, right? People send me stuff, and you sometimes you take things for what they are. And well, one of the things I got recently, I got a bunch of people sent me a bunch of different things, and I look at these things and I say, okay, you take it for what it is. One person told me that there's at least 6 people on this out of, I think there was like 350 something new voters that came up on the registration list, and 6 of them are verified illegal citizens. Now, as in trafficked across the river. This is what they're telling me. Just to get and they got their driver's license. So I guess in Massachusetts they let that happen. Another person said that their friend is on the list, and the friend hasn't lived there since 2022. Do they not clear up those voting lists? I don't know. There's also people in different towns and cities like North Reading, Milton, Gloucester, who are massively surprised at their election results. Massive turnout for no-name candidates who beat incumbents, even when the incumbents had way more votes than they had the previous election. This is, it's just suspicious, right? It's suspicious stuff. But this Hannah Belcher is a Trojan horse for Lydia Edwards. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about it. I mean, these two, there's a picture of Hannah, actually, was it last New Year's Eve? They posted this, so this is not like anything out of the ordinary on Facebook, but it was out of the ordinary because here they are, Hannah, and this was before Hannah Belcher even thought about running for the town council president's seat. See, Lydia got a clause in her. She drew her in, right? Now, again, why would the state senator be interested in who is running for town council president in a town that's like 1.4 square miles or 2 square? It's a small town. Why is she so interested in this? So she gets her claws in Hannah. She strokes her a little bit. Hey, I'm a state senator. Look at you. Oh, you. Maybe I can help you a little bit. And all of a sudden on New Year's Eve, there's a post. And they were kind of trolling Winthrop, by the way. And this is where Hannah Belcher lives. This is where she was on the town council. And she's trolling her own town. This is the kind of person we're dealing with here, people. Oh, she puts on this, oh, look at me. Oh, it does nothing for her constituents down Point Shirley. Does nothing. And that I know for a fact because I'm from Winthrop and I have a lot of friends still in Winthrop. My roots are buried in Winthrop. And they say she does nothing. But all of a sudden, she's doing photo ops. She has go to the bus stops and do these pictures at home like, oh, my grassroots campaign. There is no grassroots campaign here. Lydia Edwards is her puppet master. There is no doubt about that. Hannah Belcher is looking for a state job. And Lydia Edwards will get her one if she wins this election. Now, this is where it's up to you, people. This is where it's up to you, Winthrop. You got the state. The state they're at the door. The devil's at the door. And he's pounding on the door to Winthrop like never before. Now, I don't know if you're a voter or you're not a voter, or if you just don't want to be bothered with voting. You should be bothered with voting this time, November 4th. You really should. You do not want to turn around one day and Winthrop there's 880 new housing units in Winthrop and an infrastructure that can barely handle what it has right now. I've been saying that for years. The infrastructure in Winthrop was designed for old Winthrop. The streets, the plumbing. I mean, we consistently complain about bad streets, and all of a sudden they're doing pipe, they're laying pipes, water pipes are getting changed out, and we complain about that. But it's overdue, and it's needed. And what's going to happen is if Hannah Belcher gets elected, because she is going to open the gates like the Trojan horse, they're going to open the gates, let her in, and then out pours bad news. Bad news. Winthrop is going to get slammed by the MBTA. They're going to get slammed by the state with this whole 3A thing. And if you're not from Winthrop, 3A, I could get into but it doesn't really matter to you. I don't mean to disrespect you. The people from Winthrop should know what 3A is and what it means to the future of Winthrop. And Hannah Belcher is ready to sell out Winthrop. She's ready to sell it out. Who she claims, my family goes way back, 100 years in Winthrop. But there's always one bad apple in the family, right? Right? There's always one bad apple. She's the bad apple. She's taken a bite of the poison apple that Lydia Edwards is feeding her. Oh, let me get back to the New Year's Eve thing. There they are on Facebook trolling Winthrop. And I'm going to do a couple of more of these this week. And I'll find that picture. Hannah Belcher is literally wearing Lydia Edwards' clothes on New Year's Eve. And Lydia Edwards douses her in gasoline and Hannah doesn't even see it. Because she says, she wears that better than me. In other words, she's wearing my clothes, right? Like, this is where this is at. Like, Hannah thinks that's a real friendship. It's not. Why out of nowhere did Lydia Edwards all of a sudden befriend her? Yeah. Because she was the vice president of the town council, which maybe gives her a better chance. That's not the case here. Hannah is looking for a state job. I'm telling you this. This is real. And she will sell out Winthrop. And that town council will be the downfall of Winthrop. Now, I'm not going to say she's whatever the dude's name is, Zoro Mondami. But what he's going to do to New York, and he will, because that lunatic is going to get elected. You watch. What he's going to do to New York, Hannah is going to do to Winthrop. That's exactly what's going to happen. She is going to destroy that town, all in the name of self-gain. Now, you got, there's four of them. There's four of them on the town council right here. All pieces of work. All right, so in the top right-hand corner, you got Hannah, looking all sophisticated. I don't think she is really, but okay. Then you got this guy down here in the bottom left corner. This is Joe Aiello. I think he's precinct 2. This guy's a piece of shit. This guy actually, and I am not making this up, it's right there on video for you to see. He was sitting next to an elderly town council member, a female. Well, this unhinged moron didn't like this town councilor's daughter and decided to call her daughter in her ear. He puts his hand on her, on the elderly woman, and whispers in her ear, she's a fucking liar. Said that to somebody's mother during a town council meeting. This guy is a piece of shit, or MBTA Joe Aiello, because he is all for MBTA. He will let the MBTA come in, another guy that's out there for self-gain. He will let the town MBTA come in and just take over Winthrop. And they will. They will. And that guy needs to go because he's been running unopposed, which is a big mistake, Winthrop. That's been the problem with this guy, running unopposed. so he can do whatever he wants. Oh, he had to apply. Then he swore at a citizen during a town council meeting. This guy has zero class. He's a big mouth, blah, blah, blah. There you go. Blah, 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 blah. Always running his yap, but he'll be the first one to call the cops if you confront him. Yeah. Real piece of shit. Then in the bottom right-hand corner, you got Max Tassinari. You should have voted for Todd Sacco, people. You got this guy. You got this East Boston resident who just moved to Winthrop for political gain. For political gain. He wanted a seat on the council just so he can further his political career. He sat like a zombie for a couple of years, and all of a sudden now there's this 3A thing and someone got in his ear, hey, here's your chance, and he has turned into a total asshole. Like, dumb as a brick, too, by the way. Dumb as a brick. Max Tassinari, they're trying to recall the guy. The whole recall thing happened. Like, people wanted him out. But, of course, the Democratic state of Massachusetts, well, we don't think so. That's a convoluted story. But the fact that people wanted to recall him, a lot of people, says a lot. And this guy up in the left-hand corner, all you got to do is look at the look on his face. Look at that face. I call him Mr. Irrelevant. This guy just decided to run unopposed because no one was running in his precinct. And he is absolutely Mr. Irrelevant. Just look at him. That says it all. I'm not being disparaging. I'm calling it the way I see it. And that dude is irrelevant. What's his name? He's so irrelevant, I don't even know his name. I don't know. No, that's Joe Aiello. I don't know. Somebody knows his name. But he doesn't really stand out a lot. So, he's Mr. Irrelevant. He is. Now, I'm telling you, people, this election. Now, you have to understand this if you're watching this. This election is not Democrat versus Republican, liberal versus conservative. This is not that. It really isn't. This is about Winthrop. This is about the future of Winthrop. None of these, Jim Lettieri, the sitting town council president, who's doing a great job, he is by no means perfect. He is by no means perfect, but he's steady. He's consistent. He gets things done. Maybe it's slower, maybe it's faster. Like I said, the guy's not perfect, but he has Winthrop's best interest at heart. Jim Lettieri is who you want to vote for if you're a voter in Winthrop. And I can't stress this enough. Do not stay home on November 4th because, again, you do not want to turn around and say, what happened? What's going on here? Oh, now I got to move. So that's not an option this time. Just take the hour. Early voting. They've already started with early voting in Winthrop. You should really vote. And I'm telling you, do your homework. If you don't believe me, and just do your homework on 3A. Hannah Belcher, those four, these Einsteins are all for 3A. They're all for pretty much the decimation of Winthrop. For the decimation of Winthrop. This is going to change the landscape of Winthrop forever, and there is no going back. I am not fear-mongering here. This is the truth. This is the facts. This is not, again, Democrat versus Republican, liberal versus conservative. It isn't. This is about the future of Winthrop. These four right here, they want to see Winthrop fall. Now, Joe Aiello, bottom left-hand corner, is just a miserable person. He wants to ruin Winthrop just because. just because he got chastised by, for being an asshole in the town council meetings. He's like a petty, vindictive little man. And so he wants to take Winthrop down. Hannah Belcher, top right-hand corner. She wants a job. She needs a job. Max Tassinari, he's looking for higher office somewhere else. This is a stepping stone, because remember, all politics starts at the local level. And this is where it's important. I'm not going to go national in this conversation, but people get all upset about Elon and AOC and on the squad. The squad does not care about you. They only care about their constituents that vote them into office. They are not voted on nationally. They are voted by a small segment of people in the big picture. That's all they care about. So, this is an important election. These four, right there. I still can't remember Mr. Irrelevant's name. That face gets me, though. I don't know. So, what else was there? I'm going to do a few more shows this week, a few more live streams. I got a lot of stuff. Let me see. Jesus. Oh, yeah. So, Governor's Park. If you live in Winthrop, Governor's Park is an interesting place. Those are not condos. They're apartments. They're renters. And there's a good amount of low-income renters there. And that's okay. Winthrop, for the most part, is a safe town. It has its problems like any small town, but for the most part, it's a safe town. Governor's Park has an interesting group of people that live in there. So evidently, as somebody sent me, so I want to get this right. Hannah and Lydia, because it's those two. Lydia and Hannah. Lydia Edwards / I'm going to tell Hannah Belcher what to do. It is condominiums. Okay. My mistake. Lots of the owners do rent them out, though. So you know what I mean. They're condos, but people rent them out. I own a condo. I rent it out. So what do you call it? Potato. People live there. They go to these people that rent or own their condos. And they tell them that there's no new units and there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to worry about. Meanwhile, that place is marked. As somebody said, their homes are in the danger zone. But not Hannah's. Hannah lives down the Point Shirley. Yeah. They go and they basically use scare tactics to tell these people to vote for 3A. This is what it's all about, people. It's not about, I can't stress that enough. It's not Democrat versus Republican. Get that out of your head. Let's see. The pro 3A candidates seek to hand over control of 43 acres of Winthrop to the EOHLC. To give you a flavor of what the EOHLC does, just listen to their voicemail. I don't know if I can pull that up, but what I'll do is on the next live stream, I will get that. This is not good. And Hannah Belcher, I can't stress this enough. She can't get into office because she will sell out. Now, if you go on Facebook, you look at she takes every photo op she can. Like I said, standing at bus stops, going to a lemonade stand. Oh, look at me. Not a good candidate, not good for Winthrop. None of those four that I showed you. And I can't remember Mr. Irrelevant's name, so I'll just keep calling him. None of them are good for Winthrop. Now, there is a list that I will bring on the next live stream of candidates that are running against these people. And we'll talk to each one, we'll talk about each one of them. But it's important that Winthrop gets the town council under control and elects people that aren't in it for self-gain, like Max Tassinari, piece of shit MBTA Joe Aiello, and Hannah Belcher, the Trojan horse. You have to do your homework. You can believe me or you don't believe me. But I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't concerned. Winthrop needs to kind of stay Winthrop. Winthrop's changed a lot. I went in the Air Force in 1987. I served for 10 years. But I kept coming back to Winthrop. And I continue to go back to Winthrop. I didn't leave Winthrop because I moved out and I moved to, I don't know, fucking Newton, Arlington, Medford. I left Winthrop because I went to serve my country. But I always came back. I took Winthrop with me everywhere I went in the world. From the Philippines, which is literally halfway across the planet, to Virginia, to South Florida, to Albuquerque, New Mexico, to Northern California, Southern California, the Mexican border. I took Winthrop with me everywhere. I still do. I still care about Winthrop. And it seems I care about Winthrop more than the people that are voting for 3A that want to see that town destroyed. Because you know what will happen. Once 3A goes through, they're getting the fuck out of Dodge. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. They are gone. Because Winthrop will never be the same again. It will be East Boston. Now, I've had somebody tell me today, because I talk to a lot of people in Winthrop still. It's like the only difference is I just don't live there. Oh, that's another thing. Someone, more than a couple people, but I got it today lately, the latest one. What do you care? You don't even live in Winthrop. No, well, neither does Lydia Edwards. Right? Lydia Edwards. Still suspect on her campaign office being vandalized mysteriously. Hers is the only one because she happened to be a black candidate. I don't know. I'm questioning that. I'm allowed to do that. I think she manipulates the system. She's manipulating Hannah Belcher. I think she's using Hannah Belcher. I think Hannah is kind of snowblind. She's like, oh, starstruck. Look at me, state senator. Oh. And I'll talk more about that. But then there's this one, the door knockers. The Hannah Belcher Pro 3A door knockers. Now, I don't know who this lady is. And I'm not saying she's a bad lady. I'm not saying she's a good lady. I'm just saying. And I don't want to know her name. I don't care her name. But I saw this picture. And, well, this was a door knocker. This is one of the door knockers for Hannah Belcher. Serious people. If they see a sign with Jim Lettieri for Jim Lettieri in the yard, this people, they're knocking on your door. Look at that. That's serious. That's a serious face right there. That is like, I'm just saying. I'll take it down. But They're bringing in door knockers from out of town. Why would you bring people in from out of town to knock on doors for little old Winthrop Town Council president? Little old Hannah Belcher. Oh, Hannah Belcher. Little Miss Winthrop. Why are they bringing in out-of-town door knockers? Why are they bringing out-of-town bridge standers, sign holders? Why is the union backing the union? It's out there. One of the unions is backing Hannah Belcher. Where in Winthrop would a union, because unions will get work when they decide to build those 880 units. Guess who gets the work? The unions. The unions back Hannah Belcher. Let's go, Hannah. Yeah. Why? Why did the Boston Globe, the fucking swill of all swill, why did they do an article on this? Because Lydia is pulling all the strings. Hannah Belcher is the Trojan horse. You have to just put it together, right? I mean, you don't have to be blind to not see it. You should be able to see it even if you are blind. There's a reason, and Winthrop is at stake. Not democracy, not liberalism or conservatism, and none of that is in play here. None of that. Zero. Although I did see a picture, I think it was done by, who did it? The Transcript, maybe? When they had the candidates speak, and the picture that they had was Jim Lettieri on the left and Hannah on the right, and it was like a flag image in the background, but the red just happened to cover Jim Lettieri, and the blue just happened to cover Hannah. Little, right? Subliminal messaging. It's irrelevant here. You shouldn't care. You can argue with your neighbors. You can argue with your friends. You can argue with your family. You can argue with everybody and anybody on fucking social media over President Trump or the Biden administration or the border or the shutdown. That's fine. It's not fine because we shouldn't be doing this, but we do, and we are, so it is what it is. But if your neighbor is a conservative and you're a liberal or vice versa, you two should at least agree on the future of the town that you live in. The town you live in. I saw a video the other day, Michael's Mall. They had the Point, my friend Joe McDonald's son's band, and Michael Norris's son is in that band. Old Winthrop people. And it was at the parking lot. It was great. It looked like a great time. I think that was the other day. That's what you want. That's not what they want, though. They don't want that. They just want to develop, get jobs, move up in positions in politics, and it doesn't matter to them because they won't live in Winthrop much longer after that. I think if Hannah gets in, this is my prediction, if she gets in and she gets her state job, which Lydia will give her a state job, she'll stick around because she has to finish out her term, but she's jetting. She's getting the fuck out of Dodge. Guarantee it. Max Tassinari will not live in Winthrop. Will not. Joe Aiello will live in Winthrop because he's just miserable. That guy lives in misery. He's just perpetually angry. Little man syndrome. Mouthy, very mouthy. You know? A guy that would, you know, stand up to you and then say, go ahead, hit me, because you know what's coming after that. That's Joe Aiello. He's that guy. And I use the word guy or man very loosely with him. But this is it. This is the future of Winthrop. It's riding on this election. And there's more to come. Like I said, I'll do at least 2 more of these this week with more information. But the fact remains, Hannah Belcher cannot get elected. She can't. You can't let that happen, Winthrop. Democrat or Republican, liberal or conservative, don't let your town, your nice little beachfront town with great access to the city. Traffic's crazy. Okay, that's progress. But it will be even worse. Just imagine Winthrop. And they say it's not going to, we're not going to build 800. Okay, they'll build 600. Or they'll try to squeeze in 400. Imagine Winthrop, and we'll cut that 800 and something in half. Less than half. Imagine Winthrop with 400 more units. That's about 400 more cars. We'll even say if it's a 1-car family and it's just couples, right? And just as an example, that's 200 extra cars in Winthrop. You know, when I used to do Winthrop votes with my friend Todd Sacker, when Todd is my friend. And I don't hide that. I love Todd. I love his passion. I love that he really loves Winthrop. Because he does. He might be, he is a very polarizing figure. But don't confuse his passion for his town with anything other than what it is. His love for Winthrop. But when Todd and I did that, when we did Winthrop votes, we helped a number of families. They were going to build that development that, 12 apartments up on Winthrop Beach. Winthrop votes got ahead of it. And we helped get that thing squashed. Then you had the Cross family right down the center. Next to Nick's. You had that building there. They're building it up. And the Cross family was right across the street from the fire department. I forget the name of the street. We helped them. And they got some sort of justice there. There was a lot of things that we did to stop Winthrop from overgrowing. This will be one giant dump of overgrowth if Hannah Belcher gets into that seat. And Joe Aiello. We're going to talk about other candidates in the next few episodes. Let me see. What do we got? It says, and don't forget that they are all no minimum bedroom size, no maximum number of bedrooms, and limitless occupancy limit units. I'm telling you people, put away the politics. Put away the politics, the straight up Republican Democrat politics. Think about your town. Think about when you go down the center to get coffee and sit at the cement park there. I'm not a big fan of that, but it happened. The person responsible for that is gone now. See what I mean? That Julia Pringles Wallace thing. She was a big push from that. Big push. And you got that. And there was a lot of people that didn't like it. And then she left. Hannah Belcher is going to do the same thing. Yeah. That's a guarantee. Oh, she'll say she won't. Yeah. She will. Because she's going to have that state job. I'm going to get myself in a nice apartment in Boston. Well, maybe in one of Lydia's districts, East Boston. Maybe Lydia will get her some rent control. Right? Thank you, Hannah. Here you go. Call this guy. You know how it works. I'm not making this shit up. Here, call this guy. Next thing you know, she's living in a nice apartment on the water somewhere in East Boston, probably. But East Boston, that's a different conversation. Oh, and then there's the, what's her name? Celeste. Oh, the Spinelli's lady. The Spinelli's lady. We're going to talk about her. The Spinelli's lady that's running for office. What's her name? Celeste Rubino? Is that it? Wait, that's the wrong text. Somebody sent me this text with her. Yeah, I think it's Celeste Rubino. Let me see. Let's go to this one. Let's go to this one. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Yeah, Ribeiro. Celeste Ribeiro. Yeah. The Spinelli's lady. Remember Spinelli's during COVID? Got that, what, $10 million no-bid contract from the state? And she's like in their front office. Sketchy? I think so. Yeah. Sketchy. She's part of that. And she's not even like a Winthrop person. She's an East Boston person, like Max Tassinari, that moved to Winthrop because they see Winthrop as a target. Winthrop is a jump-off point, right? It's a temporary landing. All politics starts at the local level. The most important politics in this country are small-town politics, mid-sized city politics. That's the most important politics in the country. That's why you get these people that next thing you know, they're on the school committee. Next thing you know, they're running for state senator, right? And next thing you know, they're going for bigger office. This is what they're doing. And this Celeste Ribeiro, East Boston person, like Max Tassinari, moved to Winthrop, sees an opportunity on a very kind of laid-back town council, because Winthrop was kind of a laid-back town council, small-town politics, small-town issues. But they see the opportunity. You get that spot, next thing you know, you can say, I did this, I did that, and then they're gone. Then they're gone. Off to somewhere else. And most likely won't stay in Winthrop. You get that rare person that stays in Winthrop, but maybe because they have a family. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. So, again, Hannah Belcher is dangerous to Winthrop. Very dangerous to Winthrop. Do your homework. Do your homework. Go look up what 3A is all about. Remember these people. Hannah Belcher, top right corner, who lives down the point. I'm going to talk more about her, where she lives. And then there was this MBTA situation where they were stopping the bus line from going down the point. And I got some information on that. And and that means if where the bus line stops, there's evidently beyond that wouldn't be affected by 3A. Again, I could be wrong, but this is information that I was told. And she happens to live down the point. So Point Shirley won't be affected by 3A, will it? No. Because guess who lives down there? Right? The woman that does nothing for her constituents. Nothing. Zero. She had one meeting with the people that voted her in as soon as she got elected, and that was that. She does nothing. She was on the board to deal with Massport and the noise and all that. Never did a thing. Never did a thing. And you want her to be, and there's people that want her to be the town council president because we love you, Hannah. We love you. Duh. They don't care about Winthrop. They just want to, I'm friends with Hannah. She's the town council president. Look at me. No. And then you got Joe Aiello, Mr. Misery, Mr. MBTA, little bag of hate, and Max Tassinari, asshole. East Boston guy, came in, got his job, and then there's Mr. Irrelevant right up here, top left-hand corner. I will know his name by the next live stream. I kind of like Mr. Irrelevant, though. Is he just sits there, just like that, every meeting, evidently. So I'm just saying it. I don't know. Oh, people, John Darris. There you go. I like Mr. Irrelevant better. And then there's this. Somebody's going to say, it's inevitable. Somebody is going to say, oh, you're too hostile. You're too mean. You're too this. You're too that. You got to be nice. People aren't going to listen. You're going to make people vote for the other person. Not if I speak the truth and not if I know what I'm talking about. Because I do. I know what's bad for Winthrop. I sit back and watch from afar, but I still see it. I still talk to a lot of people. I still care about Winthrop. And if you don't like my delivery, I don't know what else I could do for you. I could sit here and be dry as a bone and just read facts. And then, yeah, where's that going to go? No, I got to tell you that Winthrop is in danger right now of not being Winthrop anymore. And it's going to happen fast. This, again, is not fear-mongering. This is not fear-mongering, Winthrop. This is fact. This is fact. And you need to pay attention to it. Stop the Democrat, Republican stuff. When it comes to Winthrop, be on the same page. Argue about that stuff after you save the town from becoming East Boston. Because that's where it's headed. East Boston. Max Tassinari feel right at home. So will Celeste Ribeiro. They'll feel right at home. Yeah, Winthrop doesn't want to be East Boston. So if you're a Winthrop person and you've never voted before, now is the time to vote. If you're a Winthrop person and you are just burying your head in the sand because life happens and you have things to do and you got families and you have jobs that are a pain in the ass and you're busy, I understand that. I absolutely understand that. Do that next election. You have to not let and so when you have those problems and you have that tough job and you have your family and you're busy with your kids and you're busy with this, if you're a parent, how are you going to like it when the Winthrop school system is just absolutely bursting at the seams? Right? Now, there's a lot of people that don't have kids. Oh, my kids grew up and they already graduated and they're safe and they don't care. But if you're a parent of young children, you should really care because that's a whole nother aspect to this. Don't be too busy to go out and vote. Let me see. The answer is right. There's a reason that all of these outside entities have suddenly shown up here to campaign for a pro-3A candidates who they don't actually know personally. Again, why would the union be backing Hannah Belcher for Winthrop Town Council president? Think of that. Think of that. Why? They shouldn't. They shouldn't be. But they are. Why is the Boston Globe interested in the Winthrop Town Council president? Think about it. There's ulterior motives at play here. Lydia Edwards is pulling out all the stops because she hates Winthrop. That's a fact. That is a fact. She's a state senator that trolls Winthrop, and she represents Winthrop, and she trolls Winthrop. And who is she backing? You know who she's backing? This one. And Hannah is all in because Hannah is all about Hannah. Little Miss Winthrop. Little Miss, my family's been here for 150 years. And like I said at the beginning of this live stream, there's always one bad apple in the family. There is. We can all find one. Maybe it's a second cousin. I have a few bad apples on that side. But why are all these outside entities all of a sudden interested in little Winthrop Town Council president? Don't vote for Hannah Belcher. If you care about your town, like I said, Jim Lettieri is not perfect. He's a good dude. He is. I know for a fact he's made mistakes. I've talked to him a couple times, and I don't live there, but I talk to him about certain things, not argumentatively. But I know for a fact he does care about Winthrop. And go look what he's done for Winthrop. Go look. Look what Hannah's done for Winthrop. And that's another thing. What has she done for Winthrop? What has Hannah Belcher done for Winthrop while on the town council? Nothing. She has nothing to show for it. She had one meeting with her constituents. I'm being repetitive here, but I have to remind you of these things. She had one meeting with her constituents. Oh, but if they're planting flowers down the landing, guess who's going to be there for a photo op? If Lydia Edwards is selling or giving away lemonade, guess who's going to be there for the photo op? She even had a photo op at a bus stop. MBTA related? I think so. Yeah. So, with all that, there's a lot to unpack. I know, and again, this is just the way I'm delivering it to you. Straightforward. I'll be doing this again probably tomorrow night. I'll have more things to talk about, but I will keep hammering home the point of put away the big-time politics. Put away the Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal stuff. Put it away just for this election. Nobody's running on that. Nobody's running on any type of platform that brings in, it's either Democrat or Republican. This is about the future of Winthrop. That's what's on the ballot, and it's up to you. And if you're watching this and you like it, share it. Share it with someone you think might want to hear what's going on. But I'm telling you, this is a very, very big election. Biggest one in at least 50 years. So I'm going to hang it up for the night. Thanks for watching. And I should probably be back tomorrow night around 7 o'clock with more information. And again, remember, put the politics away. Look at your town. Vote for your town this election. Then go back to life. And again, I know life is hard and you don't find time for things, but you need to find time for the town you live in